Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's Back Page Monday. Well, we were going to start today by having a look at Keith's column, but there has been some breaking news, and any feelings of sort of relaxation that you were feeling after your break there, they'll be gone today with the news from Tynecastle.
Well, that's right. Well, from Lithuania, around about 11 o'clock this morning, we were contacted by a PR company who work on behalf of UKO Bankers to make it clear that it's their intention to liquidate Hearts Football Club, given that they cannot accept the two offers that are currently on the table. They have asked BDO, the administrators, to try and renegotiate and see if they can come back with better financial packages, but unless these financial packages are substantially increased, they are going to liquidate Hearts Football Club. Now, we've not started this brave new SPFL Scottish Premiership campaign, and already one of the teams who's sitting there with a points deduction before the ball's kicked now looks as if it might be plunged into liquidation. And then what happens? State of chaos already, Gregor. You know, I'm back a couple of days from a holiday and this is what we're walking into. Listen, let's not take it flippantly. This is disastrous news. It's disastrous news, and I think the only one hope is, having made a couple of inquiries this morning, I think Brian Jackson, the administrator, might see this as a positive move, because it's clear that he's not the bad cop in all of this. You know, if he's been trying to tell these parties you need to come back with more, if they've not been quite believing him, well, now the evidence is going to be there in black and white for them. It's not Brian Jackson's fault. I believe that the package that they're looking for, that UKO Bankers will accept, is around the region of £5 million, and not much less than that. Now, the foundation, I think, is struggling to get anywhere near the £5 million mark. The Club 9 and Jimison bid, I think, has fallen by the wayside. I think there's only two credible people at the table, the foundation, and when I say credible people, the other one is Angelo Massoni. Listen, far be it from me, but I would put it to the Hearts fans out there. I doubt there's many of them out there that believe that to be a credible bid. So it basically comes back to the fans again. Can the fans get up to £5 million? I think you can only go back to the well so often, and the Hearts are in a really difficult position here. It's to be hoped that Brian Jackson might be able to negotiate a long-term payment package or something. But you know, can the Hearts fans themselves shoulder that kind of financial burden? It's looking really, really precarious, and you start to wonder, as we all did at the time, if this isn't going to be a Rangers 2. You know, another liquidation and a start up again at the lowest level. Although we've got new league now, so we don't know exactly. In fact, I'm not even sure that the people in charge of the new league organisation know how the rules will apply here at Hearts.
This is the question. I mean, it's all fairly fluid at the minute, and we've seen the old SPL trophy hauled out for an SPFL event last week. You know, are the rules actually in place to deal with this? Because you'd have thought this would be one rule they had.
I'm sure it'll be fairly copper bottomed. Whether or not anybody in there right now, chief executive included, is exactly familiar with them, I'm not entirely sure. But they will have to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. They have to come up with an answer to this predicament. Should it go to the worst-case scenario for Hearts?
And I mean, it's terrible PR for the league as a whole. You know, when they're trying to get sponsors in both, when we're trying to build again, and it is a brave new dawn, as you said. I mean, it couldn't have come at a worse time.
It's just. Listen, we as we said, you can paper over the cracks, you can, you know, sugar it all you like, but the bottom line is Scottish football's in a dreadful mess. A new logo, a play-off, it's not going to make any difference. The problems that we have in Scottish football are deep, and they're fundamental problems, and they're going to need more than a little bit of wallpaper or a coat of paint to make it better. These are serious problems, and Hearts are the kind of manifestation of that at the minute. They're deep in the grubber, and this news this morning is deeply concerning.
Now, don't forget, we actually do have a couple of European games to look forward to this week, and you can get all the pre-match news in the record. You can also read Keith's column in today's paper as well. But just finally, Keith, how do you see this developing over the coming days?
Well, I think that the Lithuanians have made it clear now that they will not accept less than £5 million. They're not playing games. I think it won't be a matter of days. I think that there will be a leeway. There will be a couple of weeks at least for either of those bids to come to a position which is closer to the demands that the Lithuanians are making. Deep down, do I think that they'll get there? I'm becoming really, really doubtful. And I think it is more than likely now that Hearts will go the way of Rangers.
Well, don't forget, please keep an eye on the website dailyrecord.co.uk for all the breaking news, and of course your Daily Record tomorrow. But from myself and Keith, thanks very much for joining us.